Hello, Christine. This is the speaking assignment or the presentation of the average American male by Chad Colgan, and this is by Patrick. Um, so first off, if I can, there we go. Skip to the slide. First off, a short summary of the average American male. It's a book. It's a novel on about 250 slides pages, and it begins off with the this unnamed protagonist, which is described as an average American male in maybe his late 20s, but maybe mid 20s. And first off, in the or he doesn't explain much about himself or his living situation or his girlfriend for that matter, but he does introduce us to his first girlfriend named Casey, which he goes on to date for a longer period of time, around 1.5 years. They end up dating throughout this towards the end of the his relationship. He somehow ends up proposing to her on some uh, misunderstanding, which Casey immediately calls her mother and father and tells them about it. They're all excited, and when he really gets to himself, he finally breaks up with her, even though they proposed. And then he moves on to this girl that he's seen while he was with Casey, called Elena, and they end up getting married. And in the end, he goes after her after he breaks up with Casey, and that's how it ends. After she says yes to him, asking if she would marry him, he would marry him. The setting of the text is basically Los Angeles, California, USA, but multiple times we get what can you say, where it is in Los Angeles. We get Los Angeles Airport when they go to pick up Casey's mom and dad, and we also get a grill, the griddle bag or something. Also a actual restaurant, as an existing restaurant in Los Angeles, and the reason I think that they Chad chose to focus on California as the place of this book taking place is that California is not known to be a laid back state, but it's a state where society can be a little bit different and a little bit more modern, and you'll probably see more things in the newer trends like clothing, probably also sorry for that. See some more gender things than you would in the northern states, like up in the Rust Belt. Maybe they're probably not even getting to that part of the trends and the 21st century like that are in California, which this postmodernism can take place. And yeah, so that goes for this protagonist versus society thing, where he almost uh, thinks out loud so everyone in society can hear his almost you can almost say rapist thoughts, because he really is sexualizing everything and making it seem very dramatic, almost every woman he encounters throughout the book. So in that way, it's not necessarily a normal person in society, but as long as he isn't telling anyone, and he's not acting weird in society, but he thinks of society as something part of him, as not something part of him, like something a part of him. He doesn't really connect with society that much. And yeah, as I told the narrator, he's unnamed. He's an average American male, 25, 28, 26, 27. He's very emotionless throughout the book. He's misogynistic against women. He sexualizes them. he always, as a one of the first sentences I can remember is him sexualizing some old woman in the airport from getting home from some place we didn't know. Just thinking about how you would look at an old woman sitting in the airport eating yogurt and then immediately think of how you could have a sexual encounter with her. It's crazy, but that's how he does. That's his way of going on. And throughout the book, he gets some sort of realization and some sort of character development, but it's not significant or anything. But he tries at the end to think about what he's done and how he's reacted to things and how he has handled situations, and tries to amend it. But he's never really apologizing or doing sort of what you would call normal behavior or some sort of that way of thinking. He doesn't really criticize himself, but he gets to it some point in the end where he thinks, okay, maybe this is wrong, but then he doesn't do much about it. Then as for Casey, he describes his body a lot of times. Quote, I think it's about she has a fat ass, but a no perfectly normal upper body. So he's with her mostly probably because of her body. And then she has a lot of emotions and deeply in love with the character, because when he breaks up with her in the brunch restaurant, she breaks down, she cries, she asks him why her, what can she do to they can stay together, what can she change so they can stay together. She was really fighting for this, where he's just emotionless, as we know a postmodern novel can be. And then for Elena, she's a more described as a beautiful and maybe even perfect woman for him. And at first, they're alike. They're playing games. She's thinking about sex and not thinking about future, not getting married, not getting children. Whereas Casey would ask him, "When are we getting married?" Oh, she wouldn't ask, but do you want kids when you get older? Do you want to get married? Not for them exactly, but she's lurking. She's trying to fish out some answers for him, but he doesn't care. He doesn't. He's in the present and doesn't care about the future, which Elena also kind of take place at first. The ending, as I said, the point of the ending could be, as it sets a clear example of change can happen through both for women and for men, but the change and such a drastic change because him being emotionless and non-caring, and then going on to asking her word right that or if she would marry him, shows some sort of change. But the clear point definitely with the ending is that you can change, and people can change. Yeah, I guess, yeah, change is definitely the point of the ending. And then postmodernism and masculinity. We see this book as a prime example of postmodernism because it's an unnamed narrator. Doesn't get many specifics. Gets an idea. He's out of college. Dreams back of the partying days at the college. Goes to a UCLA party. These sort of still teenage boy mind alike things, but he has done, or he has finished college. Um, but thinking about the days where him and his boys would go out and to change things. This book also challenges masculinity, as he's not portrayed as a mentally strong or a hard-working man who can provide for his family. So traditional masculinity is really challenged here by him, which also, again, with his caringlessness and as it doesn't care about getting women and a family and protecting them, relates to the postmodernism, and that's why it characterizes so good into postmodernism, with the dark humor, unfiltered narrator who's unnamed but doesn't give a single thought extra to his thoughts about before writing them. I know it's of course the author who wrote the words, but thinking of him, he's very unfiltered with his words. And yeah, the dark humor, the sexualizing everything, and the carelessness is really main points in the thinking of postmodernism. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, thank you.